take an L and try to double back. We ain't doing that. Say she mad, but I know it's cap. I've been through with that. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. I ain't got it, but they hands to the ceiling. I ain't palm reading, but I got them in they feelings, yeah.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today we kick off the new year with an NFC North matchup, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Chicago Bears. These two teams set to go at it for the 207th time. The Packers and Bears underway to begin 2023. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A man who led the league in yards per carry last year, it's Khalil Herbert. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Here's Fields. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
Now you can exhale. The season is officially underway. Plenty of work done during the offseason, camp, and the preseason that led to that first throw of the year.
Now a first down throw, Fields. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. DJ Moore, 45 yards. And the Bears are on the board here first in the season opener. Santos with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. after the touchdown. Here's Santos to kick this one away. Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25. A guy coming off a career high in rushing yards last year. Here's Aaron Jones. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
Here's Jones again on second down. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
Another strong run from the underrated Aaron Jones, who really deserves more credit for what he has done for the Packers. Even splitting carries in an offense that loves to throw it around, Jones put up his third 1,000-yard season in the last 4 years.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now it's Darnold. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
One down, only about 500 more to go this season. He would certainly welcome most of his passes this year going as well as that. Now that the first one is over, time to settle into a groove and begin the long journey towards Week 18 and hopefully the playoffs.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. To throw is Darnold. This one into the hands of the rookie Luke Musgrave. He's got room at the 30. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
You get a rookie tight end who can run like this, it just gives this offense a different dimension than they've had. It's going to be fun to watch his development and how this offense expands as this season moves along.
A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Jones. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here's Darnold. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. So the pitch and catch good for 11. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I'd go right at him with another momentum play. Go quickly and attack them, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop him on 3rd down.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Darnold now to throw. And he's got it. And it's a Packers touchdown. Josiah DeGuara from 6 yards away. And the Packers are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Anders Carlson now for the point after. And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And he's up across the 25. To 28.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
You know the owner's got to be happy with that one.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And one of the things we like to hit on every year are the new rule changes. And we got a few for 2023. A lot are procedural, having to do with deadlines and roster construction and such. But two kind of caught my eye, Charles. One is the option to fair catch a kickoff and have it come out to the 25 like it does in college. You like that?
I don't like it at all. I don't like it in college. I don't like it in the NFL. I wanted to have something different. And I really wanted the special teams coaches to be a little bit more involved. But I do understand why the league is doing it. They believe it promotes safety, and it's hard to argue against that.
What about, this is the other one, guys can now wear the number 0. We've already seen some make the switch, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Swift, Braxton Berrios, amongst others.
Yeah, and you know something? When you see those guys make that move, I don't mind that at all right? A little more expressionism for these guys. I love it. I just think we didn't go far enough. What about double 0, like Jim Otto used to wear or Kenny Burrow used to wear? Let's add that back to the NFL jerseys.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard.
Let's go. Right here.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. And a loss of 3 to bring up fourth. Fourth down, so they send out Trenton Gill. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. A good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
After one, a one-point game, 7-6. An inside give to Jones. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 50 yards rushing for him in his first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 from the 10. Up the middle, Jones. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Darnold on 3rd down. He's got the open man. That's Musgrave. And the Packers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Jones will score. Touchdown, Packers. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. No run back here for Jones, a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Now Fields. And his throw here's incomplete. Well, for these Bears here, Charles, year 3 for Justin Fields. He's just 5-20 as a starter through those first 2 seasons. But you think he's potentially poised for a breakout 2023?
I certainly do, and it's because of his talent and watching what his organization has done around him. They've told him, you're going to be our quarterback, and we're going to get you better pieces in order for you to expand your game. I expect Justin Fields to break out in a big way, especially throwing the football.
Throwing on third down, Fields. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Returnable for Grant. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Darnold. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The former third-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
Here's Pat O'Donnell coming out for Green Bay on 4th down. Here's Jones. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Out of the gun, Fields. That's complete to his running back, Herbert. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hole.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Another carry for Herbert on 2nd down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to look deep for more. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now here's Trenton Gill on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Here comes Grant on the return. 2nd quarter action, 1:56 remaining. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Back to throw, Darnold. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As they take over with exactly 1 minute to go. On 1st down, Fields steps away to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Kenny Clark able to take him down. It's a loss of 3.
Steady, steady, steady. That's Kenny Clark. And then there's those flashes as we just saw there as he gets to the quarterback. You can always rely on him to hold down the defensive front for the Green Bay Packers.
Here's Fields now on 2nd down. He's got the connection to Moore. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this 1st half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Fields. He's going to look deep for Moore. And he's got it. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Chicago. DJ Moore in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Bears have tied the ball game with a chance to take the lead into the locker room. So now this to get themselves a lead here heading into the break. And this puts them on top by a penny. It's 14-13. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. A good run there to start the drive. 13 yards, 1st down. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we send you down to
it's
Orlando,
a new season. So both of these coaching staffs likely making plenty of adjustments after their 1st half of football. So for the call of the 2nd half here in week 1, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. But, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. All right, rifles one, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker, and they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Fields now to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown. So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the third quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
And they're on the 17-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 2. Off play action, Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Pretty ideal right there. Keep it yourself, get the first down, and get the heck out of bounds.
And knowing him, I believe he's thinking, I can get a few more yards if I just lower my shoulder. But he also hears that second voice in his head. His head coach, and probably his agent too, saying, get out of bounds, man. Don't do that.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Fields locates Mooney on the out route. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers 16. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
A shotgun snap, Fields flushed out right. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Packers are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. The lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Again, it's Jones. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
And Brandon, you know that expression, he just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL, and all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. He's got a man complete. He's on his way. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Packers are able to add on to that lead. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
It's the third quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard. And while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right, throw it out the window. Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
On 2nd and 10, Fields. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, What have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Now it's Fields. Back of the end zone. Can he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that'll make this an 8-point game. So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get them back within 1 score.
It certainly does, because now they stay within shouting distance, so that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
And after the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
On 2nd down, Darnold. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Andrew Billings. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Packers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Right side to Watson. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that's going to bring up 4th down. They hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away and trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll start by running the option to the right. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 14 yards that time and a 1st down on the keeper.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Big Kenny Clark that time, pushing upfield to make the tackle for loss.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line, he provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Here's Fields. Sliding out of the pocket. That is caught by Herbert. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a fourth down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Corey Blasingame punching it in from a yard away. And the Bears have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So what can the Bears do here as they'll go for 2? Fields trying to throw for it. Escaping the pressure right. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Nixon now from his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they've seen their lead nearly extinguished after that last score, but bottom line, they are still on top with the football, and a touchdown on this drive would really put them in position A. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Now Darnold. He's got the hook up with Dobbs.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard, your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Here's Pat O'Donnell down as he's on to punt for Green Bay. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Fields. Dancing to his left. And got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Well, that was a pretty good time for his first catch of the ball game, and it turned into a huge play as well. He's certainly not been a central part of this passing game so far in this one, but he made his presence felt there. A big pickup on 3rd down.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Here we go.
And off right side for Herbert. And he's got it down to the 28. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Second down, they go back to Herbert. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Khalil Herbert, 28 yards. And the Bears have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And the lead is up to 5. The touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away. Taken at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Now Darnold to Dobbs, and he hauls it in. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Darnold. Open man is Musgrave, the tight end.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. Darnold to throw. Out to the left here to Reed. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. It may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
Here's 2nd and a yard. Here's Darnold. Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with 3rd down coming up. Nearly an interception. interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's third down now. Man open, here is Jones. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here's first and goal. Darnold. And he'll just get rid of it. How about the call to come with a blitz there in this situation?
And some of those calls happen just because of what they do on offense. So when they send out a number of people in the pattern, sometimes they'll just make a change on defense. Say, okay, we'll come after you instead. And that's exactly what they did.
They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal. Darnold now to throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears have just about sewn up this football game. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field. But sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given. And it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in week 1. This was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1, and to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for Chicago, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup